ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः।
अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः
भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन
भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन
ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि
ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि
भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा।
भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा।
न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशम्
न हि ज्ञानेन
सदृशम्
पवित्रमिह विद्यते
पवित्रमिह विद्यते
तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति। That was the last shloka we saw. All these shlokas, starting from Tadvitti Pranipatena, very important shlokas. Jnanena sadrisham pavitram iva na vidyate. Often quoted this line. Equivalent to Jnanam, the purifier is not there. Why? Because yathaithamsi samidhognihi samiddaha agnihi, well kindled fire, blazing fire. So Jnanam is compared to that Agni. The Agni, the fire which will convert everything to ashes. Samiddaha Agnihi Edhamsi. Edhamsi is fuel. Convert the fuel. Flammable. Kashtadi, etc. Kashtam, wood, etc. These are the fuel. It will convert them into ashes. So, Yatha Edhamsi. Yatha Edhamsi Agnihi. Samiddaha Agnihi Basmasat Kurute. As the well-kindled fire consumes all the fuel and converts them into ashes. Similarly, this Jnana Agnihi converts or destroys. It's not convert, destroy, destruction. Sarva Karmani, referring to Papa Punyani. Not only Papam is Bandha, Punyam is also equally Bandha. If Punyam is iron chain, Papam is gold chain. Both Papa Punya bind a Jivatma to a Sharira, whatever may be the Sharira. So karma only invites the next Janma, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam, iti samsaraha, samsare, samsarati. Therefore, Sarva Karmani referring to Papa Punyani, all the Papa Punya. That is Sanchita Ityartha, Sanchita Karmani, which only as the storage, it is a storage of all the Papa Punya. Whatever we have done, Anadi Janmana, from the Anadi Janma, whatever karma we have done, and the result of the karma in the form of Papa and Punya, which are stored in Sanchita Karma, in no time it is destroyed by the Jnana Agni. That is why the strong example, very powerful example is given. Yata Agnihi Edhamsi Basmasat Kurute, converts that completely into ashes. Similarly, Jnana Agni Sarva Karmani destroys all the Papa Punyam. Therefore, only Jnanena Sadrisham Vigana Vidyate. As Papa Punya are turned to ashes by the power of knowledge. The knowledge which is well kindled, which means a Jnanam which is well kindled, the knowledge which is well kindled, it means Nishta in that Jnanam. That Jnanam destroys, therefore only Nahi Jnanena Sadrisham, similar to Jnanam, Pavitram, purifier, Pavaka, Vigana Vidyate, there is no other purifier. There is no other purifier available as equivalent to this Jnanam. Why? Because the Jnanam removes the basic, the fundamental impurity. What is the fundamental impurity? That is Ajnanam. Ignorance is the fundamental impurity, malam. That alone is a cause for samsara. So, since Jnanam removes that, the fundamental impurity, therefore, Jnana Sadrisha Pavitram Vidyate, na Vidyate Atra. Therefore, Yoga Samsiddhaha, Karma Yogena Samsiddhaha, Karma Yogena Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Shuddhaha, Sattva Shuddhaha, Shuddhanta Karanaha, Karma Yogena, the one who has the Antakaranam, which is which is sufficiently ready for the pursuit of jnanam. That is called Shuddhi. What is Shuddhi? Antakarana Shuddhi. As I told them in this class, or I don't know whether class. Instead of Antakarana Shuddhi, Atma Shuddhi is the best word. Replacing Antakarana Shuddhi by Atma Shuddhi. Why? Because Antakaranam is an instrument. Atma is, I mean, say Atma, it is, that is self-purification, Atma Shuddhi. So Antakaranam, always Antakaranam, the mind becomes a whipping thing, becomes a whipping boy. Antakaranam, the mind is all constantly whipped. It is not, the mind is not meant for whipping. Atma Shuddhi. That is, as you are, so the Antakaranam. It is you who have gathered all such samskaras, and therefore your Antakaranam is. So therefore change yourself. So therefore it should start from oneself. So therefore shifting the focus from the Antakaranam to you. Because you are not different from your Antakaranam. What your Antakaranam is depends on what you are. So therefore Atma Shuddhi, that is a right word. Self-purification. You are pure because when you are pure, Antakaranam has to be pure. So Antakaranam is, therefore Antakaranam, when we say it's an instrument, therefore I have to make the instrument pure. Therefore you with the instrument, that is not the proper attitude. Always Antakaranam will be blamed as though it is something which is against you operating all the time. No, therefore the best word is Atma Shuddhi, self-purification. Shuddhanta Karanaha, Atma Shuddhi, Atma Shuddha. Atma is Antakaranam. Atma is Antakaranam only, but Atma is that the emphasis on the person. Therefore, Yogena Samsiddhaha Sattva Shuddhaha Ityarthaha Tat Swayam Kalena Atmani Vindati. In time, the person will gain the Atma. Gain the Atma means know the Atma as oneself. Bhagavan Krishna doesn't specify any time. It's all a matter of time. The more the adhikaritvam the person has, the closer is. The more the adhikaritvam is, the closer is the moksha purushartha. Therefore, it's a matter of time. You cannot become an adhikari overnight. Adhikaritvam cannot be gained overnight. So it is a matter of time. Therefore, kalena. Atma being there all the time. It is what you are. But it is a matter of preparing oneself to have that knowledge. Therefore, adhikaritvam. So it's all matter of preparation. Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. That takes time. Jnanam is that moment when you know it, you know it. After knowing, there is nothing to be done. Because jnanam is a sadhana. This is another confusion prevalent. We have this buddhi. Commonly, we have this buddhi. What buddhi? Sadhana buddhi. We want to do some sadhanam. We are so much attached, or we have so much this carried over by this idea of this sadhanam. That is, we need some sadhanam. Doing. Sadhana means doing. By doing which, we gain something. Anything you do, anything gained by doing is subject to going. Anything gained by doing subject to departure. It will go away because it is done. Because it is done. The hetu is because it is done. Because it is done, therefore it is subject to departure. Because it is done. In time it is done. In space it is done. Therefore it is limited. Because it is limited, therefore it will go away. It's like any other karma, which brings in papa and punya. Papa will not stay with you forever. Similarly, punyam also will not stay with you forever. Papam punyam also parichinna. Why? Because karma is parichinna. Karma is limited. You won't be thrown to hell forever, or you won't be enjoying in heaven forever. Both are the tourist places. One is a place where people aspire to go, other place, hell, people refrain from going because it's a place of displeasure, dukkam, whereas Swarga is a place of sukham, but both are limited. Both are subject to time. Nobody stays there forever, according to us. According to other religion, heaven is eternal, but for us, heaven also, it is limited one. Ikshine punya bhakti lokam vishanti. Why? Because it is karma palam. Karma palatvat punaragamanam bhavati. Whichever loka you go, whether it is Pitraloka or Swargaloka or Narakaloka, whatever may be the loka. Lokatvat, lokyate, anubhuyatvat. Because it is experience, therefore it is limited, therefore subject to end, therefore one has to return back. This is the nature of karma, this is the nature of doing. Therefore, sadhana meaning doing, by doing, you will not gain that which is already siddha, already accomplished. Here the subject matter being Atma, and Atma is already siddha vishaya, it is already an accomplished fact. If it is an accomplished fact, then why do I know? Why I don't know that? That's the problem. That is what Ajnanam is. The problem is Ajnanam. That's why Shastram is. That is what Shastram also asks. It is so evident how is that you don't know that? So, since we have this preoccupation that sadhanam, something to be done, because we always have this mental disposition, something to be done. That karma buddhi, always to be done. It is this samskara we have been carrying, this thought for a long time, therefore to be done. There is nothing to be done. If at all, what is to be done is one has to cultivate the adhikaritvam in oneself. That's what tatsvayam yoga siddhaha. Yoga siddhaha, when he prepares himself to be an adhikari, when he becomes a person endowed with adhikaritvam, that's why he gives adhikaritvam. The person becomes an adhikari, the person gains the status of being an adhikari, discovers himself to be the person having gained the status of being the adhikari. For that person, Atma is not far, it is now an immediate. Therefore, kalena atmani vindati, in time means it is not that jnanam will take time. It is not jnanam is accomplished in time. Moksha is not an event. This is a famous statement of Pujya Swamiji. Moksha is not an event. It is not something which one accomplishes in time. Siddha Vishayatva, it is already accomplished. What is accomplished? It is not something new you accomplish. It is already accomplished. What prevents that from the accomplished fact? Since it is accomplished, already accomplished, but I don't know, that's why ajnanam. Since already it is an accomplished and it is not known to me, therefore only ajnanam. For the removal of ajnanam only is jnanam, and therefore jnanam destroys the ajnanam, and Atma reveals itself. Atma reveals itself. Then why time is required? The time is only making oneself prepared to know it. So it is not the problem with the pramanam as revealed by the Guru. It is not the problem with the prameya vishaya, this Atma. It is a problem with the pramata. So this is what spirituality or spiritual life is about. It is about preparing the pramata. When the knower is ready, the knower is really ready. When the knower is prepared to know, then jnanam has to happen. Jnanam, that ajnanam will go and Atma will reveal itself. Kalena Atmani, there is no kala. That moment you discover yourself to be that Brahma, which is Jagat Karanam. Iti, that's why Tatsvayam Yoga Samsiddhaha. Yoga Samsiddhaha, That is why Karma Yoga, Upasana, all these are emphasized. These are the Sakakari Sadhanani. That is why sadhan, when we say sadhanam is Karma Yoga is sadhanam, Upasana is sadhanam. These are the sadhanani for preparing the person, for preparing the person for cultivating the adhikaritvam. So sadhanam is required for, it's required for cultivating the adhikaritvam, not for knowing, not for gaining, attaining, knowing Atma. Siddha Vishayatvat. The mirror being what it is, the mirror being what it is, the mirror reflects, but you don't see the reflection. It means there is dust, there are dust covered the mirror. So one has to cleaning the mirror, that is Karma Yoga, Upasana. Then the reflection, which was already there, that you see it. So therefore, Kalena Atmani Vindati. The time is doesn't mean it takes some time. There is no time involved, really speaking. The time is only for Samsiddhi, Yoga Samsiddha, Yogena Samsiddha. Like Karma Yoga covers everything. Karma Yoga means any sadhana meant for self-preparation, that is Karma Yoga only. That is only yoga. Karma Yoga is a yoga and Jnana Yoga, only two yogas. Jnana Yoga, that is Shastra Patanam, Jnana Yogena Mokshaha. Any other means, any other sadhanas which are meant for self-preparation, that is Karma Yoga, Tena Samsiddhaha Vindati, Kalena Atmani Vindati. Iti. Up to this we have seen. Then comes the next important shloka. We will read. Shraddha labhate jnanam.
Shraddhavan labhate jnanam
Tatparasanyatendriyah.
Tatparasanyatendriyah
Jnanam labdhva param shantim.
Jnanam labdhva param shantim
Achirenadhigacchati.
Achirenadhigacchati.
Yes. So, the upaya, the means is talked about in this shloka. Upayaha upadishyate asmin shloke. Upaya for what? Upaya for jnana prapti. Jnana prapti already we talked about. Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasanam. Yes, that is the sadhana, means sadhana. But for Shravanam of what? Shastram. With regard to Shastram, one must have commitment. One must have commitment to the Shastram. And that is commitment followed by Shravanam. Only when commitment is there, then only Shravanam. Then only listening to the class is possible. Otherwise, not possible. Shravanam is the sadhanam. For Shravanam, what is required? Commitment. And the commitment is what is emphasized here by the word Shraddha. Shraddha is commitment. Loosely translated as faith. Can translate as faith, provided with understanding. But Shraddha means the Shastreshu Guruvakyeshu Vishwasaha Shraddha. That is the definition as given by Bhagavad Pada in Viveka Chudamani. Shastreshu Guruvakyeshu Shastreshu. So Guruvakya and Shastravakya, they are not different. They are same. Shastravakya is Guruvakya. What Shastram says, that alone Guru says. Not the Guru, what the Guru says, Shastram will say. Not that way. They never say like that. What the Shastram says, only the Guru says. Down the parampara, what the Shastram says, only the Guru says. That is why it's Sampradaya. No Guru in the tradition has got something to add new to the Shastram. Shastra being what it is, it doesn't require anything to be added. It is pramanatvat. You cannot add. What you can add only when there is deficiency. What can add to the Shastra, which is revealed by Bhagavan? What deficiency can be there in the Pramanam revealed by Ishvara? There is no deficiency. Therefore, no gurus in the Sampradaya need to add the Shastram. Therefore, what the Shastram says, that alone the Guru says. Maybe the language may be different. Maybe there may be a slight difference in the method of communication, prakriya, but Tatparyam is same. Therefore, Shraddha, Shastreshu, Guru Vakyeshu. Why Shastram and Guru both are mentioned? Why Guru is required? Only Shastram? No, because Shastram one cannot study on one's own. Not because it is in Sanskrit, because it can give rise to wrong knowledge. And also being a Pramanam, and the Pramanam not available with you, like your Chakshurindriya, that there is Pratyaksha, Anumanadi Indriya, like that, this Pramanam is not available. It is outside the person. It is available externally, not with you. You cannot operate. Therefore, Shastram being external, and also that it has got a methodology to unfold. Therefore, it has to be taught. That is why it is a teaching sampradaya. We don't preach, it is a teaching. Shastram has to be communicated, has to be taught. The method as it is there in the sampradaya. That's why sampradaya is important. Sampradaya holds the key to interpret the words. Mimamsa is done. Inquiry into the words as well as the sentences, understand the tatparya of the sentences, all this involve inquiry. This is inquiry, Shastra inquiry. Shastra vichara is Atma vichara. Without Shastra, how Atma vichara is possible? Atma vichara, we say, inquiry, self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is impossible without Shastra vichara. Shastram. In fact, Shastra vichara is Atma vichara. Shastram being a pramanam. Without pramanam, how Atma jnanam can be gained? What inquiry one can do? Our inquiry will stop only with the mind. From body, will go to the mind. Up to Manomaya Kosha, you will go, or Vijnanamaya Kosha. We cannot go further. What is that? Atma. That has to be revealed. Jiva Swarupaha, this Jagat Swarupa, and Ishvara. That always will remain, always a doubt will remain. We cannot arrive at the Tatparyam, the oneness of this without Shastram. The subject matter of Shastram being used, and that is a pramanam that has to be, therefore, to be operated by a competent teacher. And the competent teacher is not that one who has studied Shastra by oneself. No, we don't accept that person, because he may have his own views, own ideas, own opinions, and therefore he will have his own sampradaya. That sampradaya, asampradaya it is called. Asampradayavatu mokkavatu upekshniyaha. Very strong word Bhashakara uses in Mundakopanishad Bhashyam. The one who doesn't come under the sampradaya, it means the one who doesn't have a guru, who has not studied under a guru, and the person teaches, he deserves to be rejected, dismissed. Even what he says may be true, but he doesn't require to be, he doesn't require to be accepted as one's guru. Doesn't have that status, because asampradaya with. Therefore, Shraddha is the Shraddha in the words of the teacher, in the words of the Shastram, and therefore in the words of the Sampradaya. Sampradaya is very important. Shraddha, therefore Shraddha. The word Shat plus that Shraddha is derived from the Shat plus Dha. Dha Dhatu. The special word. Shat is the Upasarga. The Upasarga, the prefix, there is no Shat, but this is a special word, Shraddha, and it is Strilinga. There is a Suktam, Shraddha Suktam. So Shraddha makes all the difference. If you have Shraddha, then only you can take a step to inquire into the study of Shastram. You can take a step to study for Shastram. Only when Shraddha is there. Otherwise, it is just a book. Shastram, accepting Shastram as the Pramanam. Understanding, not accepting. It is not deliberate acceptance. It is understanding Shastram as the Pramanam. That is called Shraddha. Shastre Pramanya Buddhihi. That is called Shraddha. It is not blind acceptance. As you don't doubt your Pramana, Pratyaksha Pramana, do you doubt your eyes, ears with regard to what they perceive? No. Similarly, with regard to Shastram also, what the Shastram reveals, with regard to that, one must have complete surrender, complete understanding, complete, we call understanding, complete, that's what we use loosely, faith. Vishwasaha, it is not even faith. Shastra is a pramana. Then what faith is required? Do you have faith in your eyes? Do you have faith in your ears? We don't say, I have faith in my eyes, therefore I believe what I see. No. It is real. What your eyes convey, that is real for you. You never even entertain any doubt. Provided if you have a cataract, that is a different thing. Cataract is that is a different thing. Or if you are deaf, that's a different thing. You don't hear. Sound is there, you don't hear. That is a problem with the Karanam. That is a different. Whereas, similarly here in Pramanam, as you don't doubt Pratyaksha Pramanam, Shastram also being a Pramanam, therefore, one need not entertain any doubt. The absence of doubt, the complete acceptance of Shastram as a Pramanam, that is called Shraddha. So Shraddha is required. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Shraddhavan purushaha. The famous Vakya, Shraddhavan purushaha. Acharyavan purushaha Veda. The one who has Acharya, that person alone will know. It cannot but know. When taught by an Acharya, who comes under the Sampradaya, when taught by such an Acharya, there is no choice, a person will know. Acharya. Therefore, Shraddha in the Acharya, Shraddha in the words of the Acharya, which is not different from the Guru, that Shraddhavan Purushaha. What a Purusha, Shastram says, what a Purusha is Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan is Shraddhavat, Shraddhavan, Shraddhavanto, Shraddhavantaha, the one who has Shraddha. Is talking about the person, not just about the Shraddha. The person is emphasized. Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan Purushaha. So that was Shraddha. Shraddhavan, here also Shraddhavan. It's all taken from the Shruti only, Shraddhavan. Therefore, the person who has Shraddha, Shraddhavan, labate jnanam, he gains jnanam, because Shraddha is there, therefore he will do Shravanam. Shravanena jnanam. That is the idea. Shraddhavan, one who has Shraddha, who looks upon Shastra and the Guru Vakya as a Pramanam for knowing Atma. Therefore, that only when Shraddha is there, then Shravanam and therefore Jnanam is possible. Shraddha is not there, then the person will doubt every Vakya of the teacher as well as that of the Shastra. All the time he will be doubting Thomas. He will be doubting the words. So when doubt is there, then how Jnanam will take place. In spite of being there, in spite of being taught, there is samshaya. Samshaya is that is why mananam is required. There is some vagueness, doubt, therefore mananam is required. But for Shravanam itself, when doubts are there, doubting the Pramanam, therefore the teacher and the Shastram, in Jnanam, then Shravanam itself will not take place. When for Shravanam to take place, minimum prerequisite is Shraddha. So Shraddha itself not there, then Shravanam cannot take place. You approach the Guru with a doubt only. You doubt the Guru, you doubt the teaching of the Guru, you doubt everything, and therefore Jnanam will be, what Jnanam will you have? In fact, you will have only wrong knowledge, you will not gain anything. It will not be any use. So therefore, Shraddha is the important sadhanam. Even the sadhanam before Shravanam Manana Nidhyasanam. Shravanam is a sadhanam. Pramanatvat, Shastram bringing a pramanam, and the pramanam is taught orally, and therefore hearing, listening, Shravanam is required. Shravanam, that is a sadhanam. That is a sadhanam. There is no other sadhanam required because there is no doing, only hearing, listening, not hearing. It is listening. Listening, hearing is different, listening is different. Hearing means just the words flow into the ears. Listening is understanding the flow of the words into the words which have fallen into the ears. That is listening. So listening, understanding, that alone, understanding alone removes ajnana. Therefore, that is only sadhanam required for gaining jnanam. There is no other sadhanam, and for that, Shraddha is a prerequisite. No Shraddha, no Shravanam, and therefore no Jnanam. Therefore, Shraddhavan labate Jnanam. Therefore, Shraddhavan Purushaha, he only gains Jnanam. Shraddha Avivesha in Kathopanishad. Shraddha Avivesha, the word Shraddha is that Nachiketa, when he was watching the father giving away all his wealth, and that time when old decrepit cows were given, Shraddha Avivesha, yes, tremendous Shraddha in Shastram. When he saw his father giving away the cows which are not useful, then Shraddha Avivesha, because that what you give, that has to be of good quality, it should be useful to others. You cannot give useless things. So that will not fulfill the yajna. Therefore, Shraddha Avivesha, yes, Nachiketa, who has not yet even got into the Gurukulam, not exposed, but he had some jnanam of Shastram, because jnanam of Shastram, karma, etc., because he has been with father, having watched his father doing many yajna. That time Shraddha Avivesha, Shraddha entered into him, and therefore he questioned the father. You are giving away everything. I also belongs to you, that I also should be given to you. That is a part of Vishwajit Yajna. Everything should be given up. That is Vishwajit Yajna. Then I'm also your property. I'm also should be given up. To whom you will give me? He will ask, he will keep on asking. Shraddha Avivesha. That is a Shraddha. Therefore, Shraddha in Shastram. Shastram, Pramakaranam, Pramanam. Shastram is a Pramanam. So, Shastra is Pramanam. If Shastra is not Pramanam for me, if I don't accept, then I don't have Shraddha. So, Shraddha means I have complete surrender to the Shastra, understanding of the Shastra. Or, as Swamiji translates, Shraddha means pending understanding. We always doubt. Okay, don't doubt and reject. Have pending understanding. Let the benefit of doubt be given. You don't have to acknowledge completely, but have the understanding pending. Don't reject it. Reject it means you are the loser. Shastra is not the loser. So have the pending understanding. So therefore, Shraddha. Shraddhavan labate. Prapnoti. Jnanam prapnoti. Yasya Shraddha asti, tasya jnanam bhavati. Shraddha is there, then 50% is done. Therefore, Shraddhavan labate jnanam iti. Then, how to get this Shraddha? How to get this Shraddha? For that, we have to understand what the Pramanam is. What the Pramanam is, we have to understand. This Pramanam, that is Shastram, which is Pramanam. If the Shastram teaches which is not logical, which is not reasonable, then you don't have to believe the Shastram. The Shastram says Swarga is permanent. Swarga, Swarga Loka, where the people experiences pleasure, and that is a place, permanent place, eternal. That is illogical. If Shastram says something illogical, you can dismiss. See, acceptance of Shastram doesn't mean that if the Shastram says something illogical, that you have to accept. If it is illogical, not applicable to your buddhi, not in keeping with the logic, then you can dismiss. But Shastra never says that. Whatever Shastram says, that is not against logic, it is above logic. What Shastram says, that you cannot dismiss by logic. Therefore, you can have Shraddha. Like Shastram never says Swarga is the permanent loka. The goal of human being is to go to Swarga Loka. Shastram doesn't say. Maybe Purva Mimamsakas may say. Their goal is, their commitment is only karma, and therefore Swargaloka Prapti. Swargaloka is a moksha for Purva Mimamsaka, but not for Vedantis, not for Uttara Mimamsakas. We say, as this loka, here in this loka, we have experience of Sukha, Dukkha, and they all come and go. Similarly, this loka has been gained by us because of our karma, papa punya, both are there. Both have resulted in gaining this bhuloka, manushya. Similarly, punya palam alone has resulted in the gaining of swargaloka. Therefore, as long as punyam is there in your account, you will enjoy, you will revel in swargaloka, where Ramba, Urvashi, all the damsels, everything is there, music is there, you enjoy. What will happen when the punya exhausts? Kshine punye, martyalokam vishanti, you have to come back. Therefore, swarga, the heaven, it is not eternal. For some religious people, it is eternal. Their objective is going to swarga, it is eternal. But for us, it is not eternal, because when you say eternal, it is against the logic. That cannot be accepted. Therefore, it is well within logic. It is, we may say, how will I believe Swarga? How will I verify Swarga? To verify Swarga, you have to go to Swarga. You cannot go to Swarga with Manushya Shariram. Therefore, you have to take another Shariram, Preta Shariram, go to Swarga Loka, or another, whatever may be the Shariram, which is, of course, different from this, different from the current one. And you cannot come and you can convey that also. Therefore, it is not possible to verify Swarga Loka. Swarga Loka being there, it is always Paroksha only, Nitya Paroksha. It is Nitya Paroksha, always indirect only. It is not direct knowledge. But Swarga Loka is there, and people who have punya, they go there and they live for a certain period of time. After the exhaustion of punya, they come back. That is not against the logic. So, that is in keeping with the logic. If I say Swargaloka is eternal, people go once there, they will stay forever, that is against the logic. But as this loka, similarly other lokas are also there, people go, depending on their karma pala, go and come back. That is well within logic. It is not illogical. Therefore, Shastram is, what Shastram says is keeping with logic and above logic. What Shastram says, not in keeping with logic. Shamitam. What Shastram says is not illogical, it is above logic. If it is illogical, then you can dismiss Shastram. Shastram never says. So therefore, since what the Shastram says is above logic and not against illogic, not against logic, it is not illogical. Therefore, Shastram, with the over Shastram, with Shastram one can have pending understanding, and that is required. The Shastram is an understanding, that pending understanding is required for the pursuit of Jnanam. Therefore, this Shraddha, the Shraddha itself is because of the grace of the Shastra. That is what we call Shastra Kripa. Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa, Atma Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, all this Kripa, the grace is required. So therefore, to have Shraddha in Shastram, we need the blessing of the Shastram. The blessing of the Shastram can be gained only by the study of the Shastram. So therefore, Shraddha is important. Shraddhavan Purushaha Jnanam Labate. Tatparaha is commitment. Commitment to the Shastram. You have Shraddha and therefore commitment to the Shastram. Therefore, you pursue, you do what Shastram says. You do your activity, your action, you pursue your dharma, artha, kama in keeping with what the Shastram says. That's called tatparaha. Tatparaha. Tatparaha is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That is a paraha, commitment. For tatparaha referring to the person for one for whom the goal is the important thing, and the goal in the form of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. But here we are talking about moksha. Therefore, moksha is the commitment. Tatparaha. Jnanaparaha, mokshaparaha for them, and Sayatendriya. That is one important thing. Tatparaha is required for the person. So Shraddhavan, Tatparaha, commitment at the part of the person, Tatparaha referring to the person. Tat sadhyam param yasya saha Tatparaha. The person having commitment, committed person, and he is a Shraddhavan, and also Sanyatendriya. Sanyatendriya means Indriyaha Sanyatendriya, Sanyatani. Samyatendriyaha, Sanyatendriyaha. Sanyama means self mastery, self control. Indriya, that is Dama ityartaha. Sanyatendriyaha means Dami ityartaha. Dama is Indriya Nigraha. The one who has Dama, one who has mastery over sense organ is Dami. And that is what here it is referred to. Sanyatendriya, Sanyatani, Samyak Yatani, Sanyatani, Indriyani, Yena, Saha, Sanyatendriya, one who has mastery over sense organ. In other words, Dami. Shama, Dama, Visa. Who has Dama is called Dami. Yes, the sense organs under his management. Sense organs doesn't dictate. He dictates the sense organs. Sense organs includes not only Jnanendriya, it includes all the Indriya and Antakarana mind also. Sense organs cannot function by itself. It has to be backed up by the mind for its function. Therefore, you can say it is Dami and Shami also. Damaha, mastery over the mind, mastery over the sense organs, without which Atma Jnanam is not possible. When the mind is all over, then how study can happen, how Shravanam can happen, how Jnanam can happen. Therefore, what are the prerequisites? What are the prerequisites for a sadhaka? If I can use the word sadhaka, meaning the mumukshu, that for him, Shravana Manana Nidhyasana is the main sadhana. And that sadhana should be preceded by Shraddha. The person must be a Shraddhavan. The person must have Tatparaha, committed person, and he must have Sanyatendriyaha. All these words indirectly points to sadhana chatushtaya sampattihi. Shraddha is what? Shamadhi shatka sampattihi, one of the sixfold disciplines. Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. We have seen Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi shatka sampattihi, Mumukshutvam. In that, Shraddha is there. That Shraddha is what is point. In fact, from all this only, this sadhana chatushtaya is formed. Sadhana chatushtayam as such it is not given anywhere. It's all culled from the Upanishads, from the Gita. So Shraddhavan, that is why Shraddha is one of the Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. It is one of the wealth. It is considered to be the wealth. Why? Because Jnanam is possible. Jnanam is wealth. For Jnana Dhanam, you need Shraddha Dhanam. That's why it's called Sampatti. Sampatti is wealth. So therefore, Shraddhavan Purushaha, Tatparaha Purushaha, Sanyatendriyaha, that is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha, Jnanam Labhate. He gained for him. Jnanam is not far away. Jnanam is now here. Therefore, Kalena Atmani Vindati, it is said, that has been answered. What is the time? There is no time. Shraddhavan Purushaha Jnanam Labhate. Atrayeva, Ihayeva, Atrayeva iti. Then, okay, Jnanam is gained. What is the use of this Jnanam? Jnanam Labdva Param Shantim. Jnanam Labdva, having gained knowledge, Jnanam Labdva, having gained Jnanam Prapya, Shantim Adigachati. He gains, he attains the Shanti. What Shanti? Achirena Adigachati. What Shanti and how the Shanti is gained? Shanti is Achirena. no gap, immediate. Achirenadi gacchati. Achirenadi gacchati. The Shanti are of two types. One is Apekshika Shanti, other one is Atyantika Shanti. Apekshika Shanti is what the Shanti you gain in the world, which is not continuous, which is continual. In fact, it is occasional. Shanti which is gained in the world is occasional. Sometimes. Whereas the Shanti what we are talking about is Atyantika Shanti, Swarupa Shanti. It is not Agantuka Shanti, it is Swabhavika Shanti, Swarupa Shanti. The Shanti, the nature of oneself, that is Shanti. The nature of oneself is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Purnam. That Purnam, that is the Shanti. When I am complete, when I am complete, I am always complete. Agam Purnaha, that knowledge gives me Shanti. There is no worry of security, there is no worry of comfort, there is no worry, free from worry. Shanti, Atyantika Shanti. What you gain through Dharmartha Kama Purushartha is, Apekshika Shanti. What you gain through Moksha Purushartha is Atyantika Shanti, a Shanti which cannot be improved, that is your Swarupa Shanti, Swabhavika Shanti. There is no other Shanti. Apekshika Shanti means relative peace of mind. Atyantika Shanti is, that is your natural state. And that he gains, Jnanam Labdva. Shastrena Jnanam and Shastra Jnanam by Shravanam and Shravanam by Guru Upasadanam, which for that requires Shraddha, etc. By that Achirena, here the time he says Achirena, Kalena Atmani Vindati. When Achirena, the person who has Adhigaritvam, Achirena is now immediately, Shigram eva Adhigachati, Prapyati iti, Prapnoti, Adhigachati. Therefore, Shraddha makes the difference. Shraddhavan Purushaha, Achirena, Atyantika Shantim, Swarupa Shantim, which is nothing but Atma. He Adhigachati, Janati. There is no gaining. It discovers himself to be that which is free from disturbance, which is Shanti, Purnam. Purnam is Shanti. Purnam is complete. Where there is Purnam, there will be Shanti. Where there is division, there only Ashanti. Where there is Veda, Veda Jnanat Ashantihi. Abeda Jnanat Atyantika Shantihi. Therefore, the Jnanam, Abeda Jnanam gives him Atyantika Shanti, and that he gains immediately. Iti this shloka. We will stop here. Next shloka we will see the next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stambanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Dayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidasvara Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanta Shanta Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Hari Om Guruji.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी. धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवादः.
Dhanyawad Guruji.
धन्यवाद